the 9th of July, 2024. And we're going to continue, you and me and one of my cats, going into the Tao Te Ching, particularly Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. Um, and we're on verse 40. Also, according to the title, we're going to explore, um, do one of the experiments from the British mystic and architect, um, Douglas Harding. Douglas Harding passed away, I believe, in 2007, 2006, 2007. Um, and he belonged to a very, very conservative Christian sect that had no outside influence whatsoever. And yet he had a very curious mind, so that in his early 20s, he left the church and went about exploring his own existence on his own. It was there that he discovered what he called his headless state, his headless nature. Before we get into that, let's read verse 40, because coincidentally or synchronistically, it fits in with talking about the headless way. Verse 40 of the Tao Te Ching says, returning to the motion of the Tao, yielding is the way of the Tao. The 10,000 things are born of being. Being is born of non-being. So, verse 40 of the Tao Te Ching offers us a return. It offers a return to non-being. 10,000 things is a metaphor, or is it an allegory? I don't know. 10,000 things means the busyness of the world. Everything we see, everything we touch, everything we experience is one of the 10,000 things of the world. And that's just the thingsness of the world. And yet, every one of those 10,000 things, including you and I, comes from non-beingness itself, the Tao, which is great in theory. But how do we experience non-beingness? Why should we even be concerned about non-beingness? Because from non-beingness, everything stems. Non-beingness is the source of love, the source of existence, the backdrop of reality itself. And when we can experience that backdrop of reality, we know that everything is just an appearance within the Tao. And that the Tao itself, unconditional love, reality, God, remains untouched by the things of life itself. So how do we do it? This is an experiment from Douglas Harding. Again, Douglas Harding, he passed away in 2006 or 7, at the age of 96, traveling the world, very joyful presence. I didn't have the opportunity to meet him. I have done meetings with one of his key students, Richard Lang, who offers headless meetings, so anyone can join in. They're absolutely free. If you go to YouTube, The Headless Way, or search Richard Lang, you'll find him. You'll find these experiments, and it'll be led better than I'm able to do. And you can also sit in one of the meetings. This is how you discover your Tao. This is how you discover your essential nature. You point. You point at it. If it's reality, it can't be hidden. Although it seems to be hidden, but it's hidden in plain sight. That's the nature of the Tao. So all we're going to do is point at it. And then you can always recognize it, and you can simply live from that state of non-beingness itself, smiling at all the things that pop up in life, because you know inherently they're just appearances in the divine reality of non-being. Rai here says, morning Eric. Good morning, my friend. Nice to see you. So here it is. This is our tool. One finger. We're going to point. We're going to point our way into non-existence. We're going to point our way into beingness itself. Point our way to the Tao, non-duality, or God, or unconditional love, whatever you want to use, whatever term. And simply point at the floor and notice that it appears to be separate, that it's a thing, it serves a purpose, it's flat. It has a color, if you're on carpet or on wood, it has a texture. It's a thing. Continue pointing. Point at whatever you see. For me, I'm going to point at my cat because it's meowing at me. She's meowing at me. Um, and I see that it's a separate object. She is a separate object. She makes sounds different than my own. She's shaped differently. She's a different color. She's a thing, an object. Continue pointing at things, and I'm looking down, and I point at my legs. I point at my legs, and I see that my legs are objects. They seem to be separate from each other. 2 legs, things. Continue pointing. I point at my chest, my body, my torso. And I see that the torso itself is a thing. It has a shape, has a texture. It's wearing a shirt. I keep pointing. And I point to my head. I point to my face. And I'm not looking at my finger. I'm looking in the direction of my finger. The pointiness. This way. And what do I see? I see absolutely nothing. In this direction, looking with a sense of innocence, a sense of playfulness and curiosity, seriously looking, what do I see in this direction? And I got to be honest, I don't see anything. Nothing. I've never seen my face before. You've never seen your face before. You've seen photos of your face. You see a reflection of your face every morning in the mirror. I see a face over here in the camera. But is that my face? How can it be my face? If I'm here, how can that over there be my face? In this direction, I see absolutely nothing. You see glasses, rims, tip of a nose. If I keep looking, might even see a bit of a mustache or beard. But where is it coming out of? It's coming out of absolutely nothingness. Absolutely nothingness itself. The pure beingness of nothingness, the pure beingness of the source of all existence right here. Here's the wonderful thing about this emptiness. I look around, this emptiness, this capacity is serving for the entirety of the world to exist. Right here. The world is springing up from here, from emptiness. This is the Buddhist Heart Sutra. Emptiness is form, form is emptiness. It's probably one of the most widely chanted Buddhist verses in the world. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. The operative word being is. Emptiness is form. Form is emptiness. It's not one thing that becomes something else. It's not something else that reverts back to emptiness. It's the same thing right now. And if we look in this direction, not on our fingers, where are they pointing to? We find that emptiness. And yet emptiness is form, remember? Everything around me in this room is the source of everything that's existing right now. This is an aware emptiness. It's a noticing emptiness. It is a feeling, loving, observing emptiness. If I go outside of this room, an entire house appears. If I go outside and I look up in the sky, an entire universe appears right here. It can't be anywhere else. Right here. The source of beingness itself is looking in this direction. Pretty amazing. So where do any problems exist? Do they exist here, in this emptiness? Or do they exist in the 10,000 things, as they say in the Tao Te Ching? And is it separate? It's just everything appearing. That is how we discover our Tao nature, the nature of the Tao itself. Let me get here to the comments. And if there's any questions about finding our own headlessness. Here's the amazing thing. Every so often I have someone, not every so often, every day, someone comes in and they make a comment on appearance. They say, hey, you're bald. Hey, you wear glasses. Hey, you look like this. You look like this person. Of course, I don't. How can I? I'm headless, I'm faceless. If I look in this direction, what do I see? Absolutely nothing. But if I were to look you eye to eye, face to face, it would be my nothingness, my no thingness, my emptiness, and your face appearing. So that's the literal definition of namaste. The emptiness, the light, the love that is my reality recognizes the love of your reality. I am spaciousness itself for your head to appear, as you are spaciousness itself for my head to appear. We've literally traded faces. So if you say, hey, you're bald, you're literally recognizing whatever, not me. I'm without that reality right here. Absolutely nothing. So, let's see. Huck says, hit the gritty. Thank you, my friend. Eric LaPointe, how are you? Let's see. Aiden says, hit the whip. Thank you. Kayla's here. Kayla, my friend, how are you? Let's see. Aiden says a Chilean monk looking as boy. Don't know what that means. Let's see. Lots of things withheld. Weird. Let's see. There we go. Boy, you're a meth head. A meth head. Funny. Meth head. Because we're talking head, headlessness. Here, there's no head. So how can I be a meth anything at all? Eric Point says, good stuff, Yogi. Thanks. It takes metaphysics out of it. Because we start thinking, what do I do? How do I live? How do I solve my problems? You don't. Every problem is here, appearing within this formlessness itself. As well, every answer is here in the formlessness itself. So we relax. Relax in the simplicity of our non-existence, which doesn't mean that we don't exist. It means that we come from non-existence into existence. We come from the immaterial to the material, and yet the immaterial stays constant and consistent all the time. So every problem appears here, every solution appears here. In the great emptiness of it all, the void, the absolute. Let's call it the Godhead, the Godhood. Better yet, my favorite term is simply unconditional love. And we can touch base with it anytime through the day, just by pointing in this direction. So, I'm going to go out for my walk, guys. Let's see what Aiden has to say. I bet you it's probably something about meth. It's probably something about, let's see. Sorry, guys. Oh, I can't see it. You guys hear my cat meowing? Rye says, I'm here listening, just sorting little one out. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Goldie. So, yeah, any questions about headlessness itself? Or about recognizing the Tao, about the nature of the Tao? Let's see. Laia Marie says, hi. Hello, my friend. How are you? Appreciate you guys joining me. Goldie says, hi there, Aiden. Eric Point says, hi, Goldie. Rye says, hi, Goldie. So, discovering my own headless nature was a mind blower for me. Decades of yoga, decades of meditation, studying texts of non-duality, wanting to discover my own non-dual nature, um, practicing Tantra, practicing all kinds of stuff in order to get somewhere. And all along, I didn't have to get anywhere. I just needed to see. And all I had to do was point in the right direction. And I see that life is originating from the source. And the source is always and only right here. This is why it's said that the kingdom of heaven is within. Which direction do you point at when you say within? If you say the kingdom of heaven is within, do you point out there? Somewhere out there, I need to find the kingdom of heaven. If you keep looking out there, you're not going to find it. We were given explicit directions. Kingdom of heaven is within, so I got to look within. And if I look, I see the source of pure awareness itself. Awareness. Without labels, without distinctions, without any inherent reality aside from the source of reality itself. All right. So that's it, guys. That is headless pointing. It's also verse 40 of the Tao Te Ching, which leaves us 41 verses away from going all the way through the Tao. Admittedly, this is a weird thing to think about. So don't think about it. Point. And note what you see. Look in the direction that you're pointing. And what do you see? Do it with curiosity, with playfulness. Let's see what happens. Goldie says, have a lovely walk, Aaron McCarty. Thank you, Goldie. And it's just about that time. So I appreciate you all joining in, hanging out with me on a weird early morning discussion. Me and my noisy cat. I'm going to go outside and watch the sunrise and watch the sunrise appear from this source of every sunrise that's ever happened in the history of sunrises, which makes it all the more personal and impersonal at the same time. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. I'll see y'all later. Take care.